Good morning, guys. Tomorrow is my. Let me change this. Tomorrow is my birthday. So today I have a lot of things to do. Year is kicking on kicking in as I said yesterday. So I have a bunch of things to do, and that's why I'm going to do this 101 vlog because I want to share with you 9 things that I learned in my 39. I'm turning 39. This is my last year as a 30 on my 30s, and I want to share 9 things that I learned throughout these 39 years of life that I think is positive for everyone, including for me, so I can keep running my life in a better way. I'm always trying to improve. Sometimes I also get a little bit negative, but it's just because I'm always trying to improve, always trying to improve. I'm never satisfied with anything, which can be a good thing or a bad thing, because not being satisfied makes me go look for better things. But I want to share with you those 9 items that I think I learned the most, especially in the last years. First one is impatience is a blessing and a curse. I am a very impatient person. I want things fast, I want things now. And when I set my mind to something, I go a million miles per hour to get that something. So being patient helped me to make fast decisions, or taught me to make fast decisions, and those fast decisions brought me where I am today. I remember one time I was talking to someone, and someone said, "Yeah, Daniel, you make decisions too fast without thinking," and I said, "Yeah, you're right, but is was those fast decisions that brought me here? With everything that went right and wrong, from the moment that I woke up to the moment that I went to bed, from the moment that I born, from the moment that I learned how to make decisions and took my decisions, every single decision that I made brought me here, with the good and the bad. But they did. Could it have been better? We will never know. And that's the part of the curse, because not thinking through, thinking too fast or going too fast sometimes blinds me for maybe better options. So that thought that impatient is a blessing is a curse, is a blessing and a curse, is because of that. It's a blessing because it allows you to take action, to take initiative, to do things, but also is a curse because sometimes you don't think straight and you end up in a bad position. But that's another thing that I learned, which is not on the 9 items. Maybe that's a bonus, is that everything will work out. So I really want to work a little bit on my impatience, but I do not regret any decision that I made in the past. The second thing, which is a byproduct of the first one, is learn to manage expectation, which I mean still in the process of. I'm still learning to manage my expectation. My expectation is are very high, especially with me. I don't care about anybody else in that sense. But when it comes to my desires, my goals, and my aspirations, my expectation is very high. And when I don't achieve them, that becomes a very big problem for me. So especially in the last 2 years, I'm learning to manage that, like to set myself goals and to to set goals to myself and manage when I don't reach them. Because there's a quote from Elon Musk. There's a meme. If I find, I'm going to put it right now. If I don't, I won't. But he said, make your plan for 5 years or 10 years, and then work your ass off to accomplish everything in 6 months. Because he also says that if you give 2 weeks for someone to clean their house, they will take 2 weeks. If you give 2 hours, they will take 2 hours. So managing that expectation of what I said in the first place, of being patient and one things, blah, 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 when they don't achieve, I take that loss very harsh on myself, and that's a problem. So that's one thing that I learned that I need to do, but it doesn't mean that I am fully accomplishing that goal. But that's very important. Managing your expectations and understanding that not reaching them is not a flaw or a loss. It's just a fact. And we need to deal with the fact and just move forward. Um, Number three is know who you are. And I think this is the most important one. Um, Actually, I wrote know exactly who you are. And when I look back on my 38 years of life, or because the 39 start now, so I have 38 years complete and starting the 39, um, uh, I see that the moments that I perform the better in my life, whatever aspect is, personal, spiritual, professional especially, were the moments that I knew exactly who I was, what I wanted, and what I didn't want. And based on that, I made my decisions, I made my path, I did whatever I had to do to match that vision that I had of myself. And the moments in my life that I perform the lowest is because I was lost in who I was, or because I was paying too much attention to what other people were telling me what I was for them. And I paid too much attention on that. So knowing exactly who you are is going to allow you to do exactly what you need to do to get the things that you want to get. Whatever it is, can be material things, or can be mind things, could be spiritual things, can be anything. But if you don't know who you are, you're going to be pulled to whatever people tells you that you are. You are this, you are that. You are this, you are that. You are very good on this, you should focus on this. For the other person, they have a different perspective, so they are going to suggest you something different. So know who you are and just play by that. And that's what I want to do this year, especially because in the last two, I was kind of everywhere else. So today, I'm back on myself. Number 4 and 5, they come together, but they are two separate things. And that I learned very well. Number 4 is surround yourself with good people. And number 5, it is okay to ask for help. And why I say that? I had a very blessed childhood and teenage years, and I'm blessed for the parents that I have. They gave me absolutely everything that I needed, and they gave me absolutely everything that I wanted, and they could have given me. My parents had very difficult childhood, so they compensated on me and my brother, giving us a lot of love, a lot of attention, everything, to the point that they were doing everything for us. And that created a little bit on me, a little bit of insecurity or a need to prove myself to me and to others that I could do on my own, because I didn't want people to do things for me. So that's why I have a very hard time asking for help, because I have had help for the whole period of my life that I lived with my parents. And by not doing that anymore, for me, when I need help for anything, for me is very difficult to ask. So if you don't surround yourself with good people, it's going to be even harder to ask for help, because if you don't have those die or ride friends, there's nothing that you can do to ask for help. There's no one to ask for help. So it's very good to have good people, and it's very good to be able to know that you can ask for help. Number 6 is don't waste time with the past. And In moments in my life, what I said that I performed the least was because I didn't know exactly who I was, and because I was pondering on the past. On the past, I was this. On the past, I had that, or I made that decision, and I kept dragging that, and being hard to move forward. And in all of those times when I learned to let go, like the past is gone, and I focus on the future or in the present, my life went like this because I know who I was. The past didn't matter anymore, and I need to move forward, not backwards. Which also brings us to 7, which is don't worry too much about the future. I'm a person that I really like to make plans and goals and set schedules. And even though I like to be free, I like to have goals and plans. So I'm kind of controversial in that sense, paradoxal, if you will. But also, in many times of my life, I was always thinking in the future. Um, One of my ex-girlfriends from many decades ago, she noticed that, and she gave me a book called in Portuguese was The Precious Present. And at that moment, I didn't understand, but fast forward 20 something years, I understood it completely. That we need to focus on the present, like now. The future is important because it's where we want to go, which brings me to number 8. But if we don't enjoy the present, nothing makes sense. So that was one of my biggest lessons. I'm learning to do 7 and 8, which brings us also to number 9, which is enjoying life. Having goals is good, because we want to get to places. That was always in my mind. Like, that's my desire of living abroad was always circulated around that, because the world is so big. Why am I going to live in one city for the rest of my life? I want to not just travel to like go there for a week and come back. I want to experience life in different ways. The life in South America is different from America, which is different from Europe, which is different from Middle East, which is different from Eastern Asia, which is different from Oceania. So I would like to have a long enough life to live everything. I know that's kind of impossible, but we do it the best we can. So I like to enjoy life in that sense, but in many moments of my life, I lacked that because I was too worried about the future and I didn't focus on, dude, sometimes I do that now. I think, dude, you live in Miami. Look how beautiful this city is. How much this city changed in the last 7 years that you were here. How much you have changed in the last 7 years. How many people passed through your life. How many people you met. So learning to enjoy that is very important and is a lesson that I got. So yeah, I'm very excited with the next, I don't know how many years of my life because I don't believe I'm in half, but just thinking about it, like I'm 38. If I double my life, I'm going to be 76. That's it. I'm sorry, 38. I'm 39. Sorry, 39 times 2 is 78. So not 76, 78. So 78 years, like it's nothing. I can double my life. And if you think about, I'm 39, but actually life started at 18, 19. So I've been on this thing called life for 18 years. Now imagine with all the knowledge that I have and all the experience that I have, the next 39 years, I think it's going to be amazing.